What's up, everybody? Dog 985. There's levels to this. I'm gonna make a quick video for you guys from console to PC. What I have learned from gaming on a low budget PC. So, if you do not know, I got my PC from Walmart. It cost $800. Yes, I know to some people that doesn't seem low budget, but in terms of PC gaming, anything under a grand is going to be considered a low budget PC. It was a pre-build. It has a Ryzen 5 7600 for the CPU, and it's got a RX 7600 for the GPU. One of the first things that I learned is that getting a graphics card with 8 gigabytes of VRAM was a huge mistake. So I would definitely recommend that if you're going to buy a graphics card and it's a low budget graphics card or a pre-built or a low budget graphics card, get something that has more than 8 gigabytes of VRAM. I think 12 is good, 16 is even better, 32 even better. Like, just get more than enough VRAM to cover your bases. Another thing that I learned from gaming on a low budget PC is that you should use the PC for what it's advertised for. Meaning the PC is going to allow you to push it more than it's supposed to, right? But if you use it the way that it's advertised, you're going to have the best experience possible. What do I mean by that? Well, right now I'm showing you, there's two games that are on the screen right now. There's Banisher's Ghost of Eden, which I'm currently playing, and Forza Motorsport, which is my just want to chill type of game. And I've been playing Forza Motorsport for a while now. It's a game that when it came out on the Xbox Series X and I had it on the Xbox Series X, I actually didn't like it. I was disappointed in how it looked and everything. And then when I started playing it on PC, even on this low budget PC, to me it just looked better, ran better, and everything. However, this was a game that I pushed my PC to its limits. I played the game at 4K, medium settings, and I remember one night I was playing, I was also streaming from the same PC, and I remember the fans were just going, and it just shut off on me. I don't know if it overheated. I don't know if it was a power issue. I don't know what exactly it was. I turned on the game again and started playing the same way. Now, it's not like I was playing at 4K and as soon as I was playing it at 4K, it turned off. Like, no, it took a while. So I'm sure it probably just overheated or something. I don't know, but it turned off. My entire PC shut down. I was upset about it. I tried to return the PC at that point because again, I didn't know exactly what I was doing, and because my PC was out of warranty return policy, I couldn't return the PC. So I was forced to figure out and deal with it, or contact CyberPower myself and send it that way. Instead, I kept the PC, and I've been playing with the PC ever since, and I've been using the PC the way it's intended to. Okay, actually, no, I'm lying to you. I still push the PC a little bit more than it's supposed to. So this is a 4K TV. So I don't play at 1080p on this TV, even though I could. The TV would upscale it, and there's things like RSR that will upscale as well. But most games I'm playing at 1440p, and then older titles I am playing at 4K. So one of the things I learned about a low budget PC is that you can play games at 4K. You can play a lot of games at 1440p, and the key is when you're looking at benchmarks, when people are doing benchmarks online for these graphics cards, 9 times out of 10 they're using native resolution. They're not showing you what you can do if you're using FSR, RSR, or DLSS. Typically they'll make separate videos just for that. So that's the beauty about PC gaming, is that you are understanding what the hardware could do just based off of its raw power, and I think that's amazing. So again, if you're looking for a low budget PC, 1080p is you're going to be able to get a pretty good system. The only thing is, if you're going to connect it to a TV like I am, then you just got to understand that yes, you can play games at 1440p, especially the older titles and stuff like that. And you will be relying on FSR and RSR and DLSS to get that resolution that you want, which is okay, especially if you're coming from console, because they're using upscalers as well. There's a whole controversy right now with PSSR, which is Sony's brand new upscaler, but I'm sure Sony's going to get better at that anyways. Okay. Another thing that I learned about gaming on PC is that 60 FPS is more than enough. So I'm coming from the console side. Most PC gamers look at 60 FPS as the bare minimum, right? They're not even playing a game at 30 FPS on their PC. But 60 FPS is the bare minimum, meaning if they could get higher than 60, they're going to go for higher than 60. For myself, for my setup, one of the things that I like about my Xbox Series X is how quiet it was. And with my PC, again, a low budget PC, my fans weren't the greatest. The sound quality wasn't the greatest, so it could get loud, or at least a lot louder than the consoles do. And I just didn't like that. So there's different ways that you can mitigate that. Some of the things that you can do, especially if you have an AMD build like I do, is you can go to the Radeon software, and if you go to the Radeon software, you can actually select to put the PC in what they call quiet mode. And if you do that, then the PC typically will go ahead, and I'll show you guys here. Where is it here? Graphics. And nope, it's not there. It's under performance and tuning. Yep, tuning. Right, and you can put it in quiet mode and it'll quiet the PC. Okay, something else you can also do is you could go here, go to undervolt the PC, the GPU, and that'll also make the PC run a little bit quieter. What I like to do is neither of those. What I've learned and works best for me, and I actually like it, is I actually, and I know this is going to sound like blasphemy to some people, but I actually cap the FPS. I kept the FPS in here in the hardware. So this is the frame rate target control. I go ahead and enable it and I put it at 60. So I try to make sure that my game is capped at 60 FPS. Now, what that does is if I have the metrics on, it drops the what's it called, the utilization. It shows the utilization of the graphics card to be a lot less. It has the PC running really quiet, like really quiet. Still not as quiet as the Xbox Series X or even a PS5, but definitely really quiet, and I do like it. Okay. Let's see. The biggest advantage about gaming on a low budget PC is that, and a lot of people don't know this. Okay, so 60 FPS is definitely more. It's more than enough. Okay, I know I was huge about wanting 120, but 60 FPS is more than enough. But I want to show you guys this here. So this is my Steam library as far as completed games, the games that I have completed this generation on Steam. I'm going to share something with you guys. I have been a console gamer the majority of this generation. I've been gaming on PC heavy this generation I started probably this April, okay? And I've had a PS5 and an Xbox Series X for most of this generation. I got the Xbox Series X as soon as it dropped, and the PS5 I got maybe a year later, okay? With that being said, I have not beaten a single game on the PS5. Not one. The closest I got was playing God of War Ragnarok, which eventually I got tired and bored of it. Okay. However, on my PC this generation, I have beaten Days Gone, which is a PlayStation game, Ghost of Tsushima, which is a PlayStation game, and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, which is a PlayStation game. And I have to tell you, it has been phenomenal, a phenomenal experience to be able to have just one box where I could play everything. Now, I'll go to show you all of my collections, right? And if I go to my backlog, these are games that I still need to beat. It's really nice to be able to have everything on one box, on one device. So the same device that I have Death Stranding, I have Halo Master Chief Collection, I have Horizon Zero Dawn, all in the same on the same box. And the beauty about PC gaming is that these games are all going to have minimum specs, right? So if you click on the game, and especially before you buy it, if you scroll down, there will be a place where it'll tell you what the minimum specs are for every single game. You just got to look for it. I haven't actually looked for what the minimum specs are for these games, but I know my PC can run it. I know it'll be fine. The other game that gave my PC a little bit of issues and actually shut down my PC as well was Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. But the same thing with that one. I was trying to run it at 4K. I was trying to run it at really high settings, and it just wasn't gonna happen. Okay, so I had to adjust the settings and play the game that way. Something else that I learned about low budget PC gaming is that games, I even spoke to Tyso about this, games at low settings, games at medium settings, games at high settings, especially these newer games, all look good, guys. I promise you, I'm not lying to you. They all look good. So 1440p upscale to 4K, you're not going to be able to tell that big of a difference. Playing natively between 1080p and 1440p or 4K, sometimes you're not going to be able to tell the difference. 1080p to 4K is probably the biggest difference that you can tell resolution wise. What you can tell the difference is in frame rate, right? So if you're playing a game that's stuck at 30 on the consoles, being able to play it at 60 on the PC is extremely nice. I'll show you which game is falls under that category. If I go back to my backlog, this game right here, Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights. I beat this game on Xbox, on my Xbox series, on my Game Pass app. That's where I beat this game on PC. So I also have it on Steam. I haven't beaten it on Steam yet. But this game is a game that on the console was stuck at 30. It is, in my opinion, it's an underrated game. I had a lot of fun playing Gotham Knights, but I played it on Xbox and I played it on PC well above 60 frames, and it was definitely worth it. That's another thing too. Coming over to PC from the console, not losing out, especially as an Xbox fan, not losing out on Game Pass has been tremendous. And yes, even though the Xbox Series X, here's the thing, your low budget PC is not going to destroy your consoles. Okay, these consoles are very impressive. The base PS5 and the Xbox Series X, especially for $500. Actually, you could buy a base PS5 right now on sale for like $374. These things are extremely impressive, man. Right? So getting a low budget PC with the intent of destroying those consoles, that's not the idea that you should go into it. What you should go into it is the convenience that PC is going to give you in terms of access to a majority of games, being not having to pay for online, being able to play both Xbox and PlayStation games, and then being able to play PC games as well. And that to me is the biggest advantage, is the freedom to be able to pick how you want to play, be able to choose what you want to do. And even on here, I know that a lot of people say that there's a difference between what you can play on console Game Pass versus PC Game Pass. But on PC Game Pass, as soon as you hop over to the cloud side, now you have access to some of those 360 games and games like that that you weren't able to play on the other side. So also remember that as well. Okay, so as you can see, so you see these games here, right? The 360 games that you weren't able to play before. What's a good one? Fable, right? Yeah, we'll go with Fable, because Fable is not on PC natively. But if you wanted to play Fable on the cloud, you could, right? So you have access to that as well if you have Game Pass. If you have Game Pass Ultimate, I don't think PC Game Pass has cloud gaming. Let me know. But if you have Game Pass Ultimate, then you do have access to the cloud gaming as well. So that was also beneficial, learning that. But so far, there has not been a game that I can't play, period, on my low end PC. And that to me is extremely important. The older games typically look bad at low settings, but those older games on a low end PC right now, you're going to be able to play perfectly fine. And then the newer games look actually pretty good at even low settings. If I was to play a game at low settings, you probably wouldn't even be able to tell the difference. Actually, I've already done it with my Twitch chat. I've played Death Stranding at not Death Stranding, Dead Space at low settings, 1440p, upscale to 4K, and it looked phenomenal. And then I would go ahead and play it at medium settings, and you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. You would really have to look to see what the shadow difference is and all that other stuff. It's really remarkable what these developers have been able to do with even the low settings. So it's up to you. My argument would be that this one box has replaced, and it definitely has replaced both of my boxes. Meaning, this one box has replaced the PS5 and it has replaced the Xbox Series X. And when I got my PS5 and I got my Xbox Series X, I paid full price for both of them. So that was $1,000 purchase. To $500 for the PS5, $500 for the Xbox Series X. My PC was $800, and they can play all the games that my PS5 can play, all the games that my Xbox Series X can play, pending the brand new PlayStation games, which there's not many brand new PlayStation games, right? It can play all those games, and it can play them at better frames for sure, which is what I really wanted to get the PC for. If you're willing to spend a little bit more money, then that'll be a different video. But the low end PC, what I've learned so far from gaming on a low end PC has been a lot, and I've been enjoying this journey. The one regret that I would say is definitely the VRAM of being a graphics card with 8 gigabytes of VRAM. So that would be my one regret. I have had Forza Motorsport go over VRAM depending on what settings I picked. Hellblade 2 went over VRAM depending on what settings I picked. And sometimes I could have Call of Duty go over VRAM depending on what settings I picked, and that is probably my biggest limitation right now. So, but still, everything is playable as long as I adjust the settings properly. Another thing is too that when you turn on a game or when you download a game and you start the game up, the system is automatically going to try to optimize what's best for it. The only issue with that is that it's going to default to whatever resolution your screen is for the most part. And again, this is not a 4K graphics card, so often I got to go in there and just adjust the graphics card to 1440p. But you only have to adjust settings in a game just once. You only have to do it once. That's not something that you got to do every single time you play the game. Okay. The same issues that you are going to have with a high-end PC, you're going to have with a low-end PC, regardless of what people tell you, like a game crashing. Sometimes games crash. Sometimes things just happen and they open up in funky windows. Sometimes it's a PC, it's a computer. So things just happen. Don't believe people when they tell you, oh, that wouldn't happen if you spent $3,000 on a PC. Thank God I have ISO as one of my good friends who has a pretty nice PC, and he has no shame in telling me everything that's going on when he has PC issues as well. And it's not because his PC is cheap, because it's not cheap. It's just that PC gaming, sometimes things just happen. But I will tell you that gaming on PC is just better. I promise you. The biggest problem people have gaming on PC is whether or not they should connect it to the TV, and that's I guess a personal preference whether or not you want to do that and have a keyboard connected. But I'm gonna end the video there. If you guys want me to talk about anything else, please let me know. Ask your questions. I'm going through this journey being as transparent as I can be, and I am loving it. All right, so DocDog1985. There is levels to this whole time. By the way, you guys see the keyboard is right there. I've been controlling all of this straight from the controller, so that's another thing that's pretty cool that people don't know. This, hold on, let me exit this here. All right, we out. Peace.